and welcome to the Breaking Limitations show. My name is Joyce Melendez, and I am excited to have you guys here. I am here live because I just wanted to talk about transitions as we are heading to the end of the year. I know that a lot of people are going through different transitions, and we want to make sure that as we go through different transitions, that we go through the transitions in a healthy way. So today I want to talk about transitions and how they affect you, especially when it comes to transitions that take place due to a divorce. I know most of the time when people are about to get married, they're always told, given all this advice. You go through different spaces where you're told what to expect, what things that you need to do in order to save your marriage. But unfortunately, when someone is going through a divorce, there's actually no information out there on how you should go about it. There's no information on how you can be able to go through the divorce in a healthy way. And so I'm coming here just to be able to give people some tips on how you can be able to go through the transitions as you're moving from one place to another, or as you're going through a divorce, and also just to give you some guidelines, that things that I was able to experience and things that I have learned through the years that have taught me to know some of the things to be able to look out for, or things to protect myself from, so that I can be able to have smooth transitions. So when it comes to divorce, a lot of times when you make the decision that you can no longer be compatible with your significant other, then you start to plan on the divorce, or they plan on the divorce, however it goes. But what people are not prepared for is they're not ready for they don't understand that as you are going through the transitions, the people, your community, the people that you used to hang out with, your friends, your family, your relatives, all those people in your community will also go through the transition with you. And so it doesn't mean that they'll support you or they'll be there for you, but they're also going through their own transition, because right now, most people have not been taught on what to do when they see people going through a divorce. So one of the things that you have to be prepared for is when you're going through your transition, you have to know that some of the people that you used to rely on, some of the people that you considered your friends, some of the people that were your hangout buddies will no longer be there for you. And one of the reasons is because people don't know how to react to your new life, or they don't know how to react to your transition. And so people normally decide to make a choice that, okay, I'm going to be more loyal to this other person, or I'll be loyal to the other partner. And so I'll have to cut ties. So very few people are able to actually be neutral and be cordial with both parties. Most of the time, people will make decisions to either go to be loyal to you and not your partner, or to be loyal to your partner and not to be loyal to you. So that is one thing that you have to be ready for, because you have to understand that even as you're making this transition that's important for your life, you're also going to lose people that you really valued, or people that you felt or you thought that were your good friends, or people that you could count on, or people that you could cry with. You'll discover that these people maybe will no longer be there for you, because they are not ready. They don't know what to do with your new normal. Another thing is also when it comes to family and your family and friends, sometimes they'll try to talk you back into that relationship. Even though you've taken time to think about it, to make the decision to move, you'll find some people who will always want to, every conversation they have is to try to get you back to that relationship that you're leaving. So these people also become toxic to you, because you are trying to move out of this relationship because you have your own reasons why you should move out of that relationship. But unfortunately, these people keep guilting you, making you feel like you're making a mistake, or making you feel like this is not the right way to go. And so these are people that eventually you'll either have to release, because because they keep pushing you back to a decision that you've already made. Basically, what they're doing is they're making you feel as though you're making the wrong decision, like you've not started to think through the whole process. And so these are some people that you might also end up losing or releasing out of your life because they just, no matter what you say, no, they don't value your decision. They want to impose their own thoughts and their own decisions about your transition. And so this is another group of people that you're going to lose. So transitions, these are things that a lot of people don't think about, but you have to be ready because you are going to lose a lot of people. But other than just that, there are many other things that you're going to lose out on. Maybe if you have kids, your kids will no longer be invited to certain parties because people don't want you to come because it's going to be uncomfortable for them. Or maybe there are certain places, maybe certain weddings of friends and family members that you won't be invited to because people don't want you to show up because it will be uncomfortable for them, or they're not sure what to say to you, or they're not sure what you'll feel about their happy occasion. So you will sometimes end up hearing things happened, or you'll see people on, how you'll be looking on Instagram or Facebook and you'll see people having parties and different things, and you were never invited. And before your divorce, maybe you used to be invited. So you just have to know that this is your new normal, and you just have to adjust to it. But one of the things that I know, all the things I've said so far seem to be negative, but one of the best things about transitions force you to look within. Because after you've after you've lost all these different people who were always around you, always encouraging you, always there for you, you find yourself lonely, and you find yourself spending more time by yourself. And this is a good thing too, because you actually look within. So you can be able to look within, look at your strengths, look at your weaknesses, and you're able to actually look at yourself clearly and decide whether and forgive yourself for this mistakes you made, but also realize that you have a lot of good things going on for you. You have a lot of gifts, a lot of talents, and that's why sometimes in these seasons of transition, people discover a strength within them that they didn't know they had. They discover some they discover some gifts within them, some talent within them that they didn't have. And so transitions can be a good thing. It's just a matter of our perspective, and our perspective is always affected by our level in which we've taken time to heal emotionally. That's why even when I teach the class, before you call it quits, one of the things that we focus on is the emotional turbulence that you're going to go through when you're going through transitions, because your emotional health will determine how you perceive every experience that you have. So you want to make sure that you are taking good care of your emotional health, because your emotional health will affect your perspective. And when you have a good perspective of your situation, no matter how bad the situation is, no matter what you have lost, you will be able to know that deep inside of you, like a phoenix, you're able to rise again. And so, even as my show is called Breaking Limitations, it's because deep within you, no matter what has limited you, no matter what has been said about you, no matter what you have gone through that has caused you to doubt yourself, has caused you to look at yourself and feel like you can't do it, you know that deep inside there is more in you. When God created you, He looked at you and He gave you everything that pertains to life and godliness. Before the world was created, there was a plan and a purpose for your life. So even this transition that you're going through, this is not a permanent situation. This is just something temporal. This is just a chapter in your book. So do not put a full stop where God is just putting a comma. So take this opportunity to learn more about yourself. Take this opportunity to heal your emotional to heal your emotions. Take this opportunity to discover the superpower that God has put within you. And as you take time to do that, you're going to become stronger. You're going to be able to start to see yourself the way God sees you, and you'll start to see the purpose through the whole situation. So I want to encourage you, if you haven't taken time to register for our class that's coming up, it's called the class that it's coming up, it's called before you call it quits. This is an amazing class because we talk about the art of decision making. We'll talk about the importance of how to navigate through emotional turbulence when you're going through transitions. We are going to address so many other things on how to be able to be healthy enough so that you can be able to make the right decisions, because you can be going through a transition, but if you're not emotionally healthy, you can make some permanent decisions or bad decisions which can cause you a lot of problems down the line. But if you take time to actually heal emotionally, if you take time to be able to just be at a good place emotionally, then you'll be able to make some decisions, sound decisions that will be able to help you even in your future, decisions that will be able to catapult you to that next season and that next level. So I want to encourage you that nothing just happens. Nothing in your life is haphazard. There's a plan and a purpose for everything. And even as you're going through these transitions right now, I want you to know that God is still with you. He said in his word, I'll never leave you, I will never forsake you. So that means that even when you're going through this transition, even when people are talking about you, or even when people are saying you're making a mistake, or even when people are, they're just talking about you in the background and stuff like that, it doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, only God has your future secured, and it's only in him that you can be able to run to him, and he'll be able to order your steps. So my prayer for you today is that you will run back to God. You're going to ask him to order your steps. You're going to ask him to help you to heal every broken pieces within you. Anything that you're going through right now that is not in line with the word of God, I pray that God will align you back to his word. Any pain that you're going through, I am praying that God is going to heal you so that you can be able to see things in the right perspective, because how you view things when you're wounded is very different from the way you'll be able to view them when you're walking in health, when you're walking in total healing and health. So I encourage you to take time for emotional healing first, and then as you make your transitions, you'll be able to make good decisions. And most of all, make sure to click on the button below and sign up for the class before you call it quits, because you're going to learn a lot from that class. So guys, thank you so much. I want you to know that transitions are a part of life. They are not unique. They are common to every human being as long as we're here on earth. But know that God has already equipped you. He already knows you by name. He already knows the exact assignment that he has given you. He already knows what has been put in your path. And he's already made a way for you to be able to be more than a conqueror. And so the Lord is going to make you recover everything that you have lost and more, because that's what he's promised in his word. And so today I want to pray that God will bless the work of your hands. Whatever you touch, may it prosper. May he touch your mind. Maybe you have the mind of Christ, and may you be able to focus on the right things, focus on whatever is good, whatever is lovely, whatever is of a good report. Focus on those things that God talks about in his word, and just know that the word of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run to it and they are safe. So spend time in the word of God, spend time in prayer, and most of all, spend time seeking the healing that you need, so that even as you go through your transition, you're going to go through it in a healthy way, But most of all, let's go through it together by you signing up for this class, and we'll be able to go through the transitions together. So thank you guys so much, and have a wonderful day, and make sure you subscribe, and make sure you forward this video to someone who is going through a transition or who is thinking of going through a transition, and just let them know that God has them in his mind, and they are the apple of God's eye, and God is willing to is going to protect them through the whole transition. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.